Yes, the world's a crazy place right now, but don't despair. Find the joy, cherish hope, breathe. Take a moment, take a few, and someday soon you'll once again be able to stare in wonder at this magnificent view. The world's a crazy place right now, but don't worry, we'll still be here. We'll see you again soon.
International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Good evening, I'm Maggie Forciedo. In the news tonight, 10 apprehended for leaking examination question papers. African Union embarks on youth capacity building workshops in Windhoek. Red Cross Namibia donates towards the fight against COVID-19. Okungo Yeponga project uplifts local communities, and Roundup Business on One comments corner, sports and the weather. Suspects have been arrested in connection with the leakage of October-November 2021 Namibia Senior Secondary Certificate grades 11 and 12 examination question papers, with 3 criminal cases opened in Ongwediva and Ondangwa, respectively.
Faustina Calais, the Deputy Minister of Education, in a statement noted that of the 10 suspects apprehended, 8 have been released on bail and 2 who are foreign nationals are still in police custody. As a result, examinations for Grade 12 Ordinary Level Legacy Curriculum and Grade 11 Ordinary Level New Curriculum will be written early next year during January and February 2022.
Due to the continuing police investigation, the Ministry is unable to divulge more information on these cases, as it might jeopardize the investigation. I think you will understand. Nonetheless, we can reveal that the trail of the investigation so far has led us to understand that the source of the leakage could have been through the examination papers, which were intended for the visual impaired candidate. Therefore, all affected subjects of which the exams are yet to be written are forthwith cancelled. The exact dates, once determined, will be communicated in due course. We confirm that the affected subjects per grade are as follows. Grade 12, ordinary level, which we call legacy curriculum. The grade 12 will know the following subjects. English second language, paper 1, core, and paper 2, extended. The second is history, paper 1 and 2. The third, agriculture, paper 1 and 2. Fourth, development studies, paper 1, 2, and 3. 5, biology, paper 1, 2, and 3. The other grade 11, ordinary level, which is in our new curriculum, the following subjects. 1, English, second language, paper 1. 2nd, Afrikaans, second language, paper 1. 3, biology, paper 1, 2, and 3. Mathematics, paper 1 and 2. Number 5, physics, paper 1 and 2 and 3. Number 6, chemistry, paper 1, 2 and 3. 7, entrepreneurship, paper 1 only. 8, business studies, paper 1 and 2. Number 9, agriculture, paper 1. And number 10, Oshikwanyama and Oshindoka, paper 1, 2 and 3.
National Examinations Director within the ministry notes that the decision to have the 13 subjects rewritten is to protect the integrity of its qualifications and due to the possibility that the leakage might have spread to other regions, emphasizing the seriousness of the matter as a case of such magnitude is a first of its kind to occur in the ministry.
As Honorable indicated, there are candidates, of course the beneficiaries are the candidates. So leaking a paper, you have to take it to candidates who need it. So candidates are involved. There are also foreign nationals who are from part-time centers as teachers who are involved in case of the second question. That makes up the number of 10. As to information reaching other regions, it was also clarified that the cases were reported and opened in Onward, even on that one, because the first detection was done there. And then investigations showed that because of social media, as you all know, it has spread. Hence the decision for us to rewrite. If it was confined to one center only or to one region only, we would have done it indefinitely. But it's because of that possibility that the decision is taken to rewrite. And as we are saying, it is all over to protect integrity and to give them a certificate that is accredited. We have to redo it. So it's the first one which has gone to this magnitude as far as our records are concerned.
Deputy Minister Kalei further stated that because of the ministry's existing control measures in place, they were able to detect the leakage, urging teachers, parents and the public at large to report suspected wrongdoings. The ministry has also announced the early closure of schools this year as a result, adding that there could be a delay in the release of grade 11 and 12 results.
After a hard year, we've got the Christmas you deserve with incredible savings. Like Nestle Cremora for only $33.99 and 3 kg Sunlight hand washing powder for just $52.99. Plus, every day we're giving Lucky Spar Rewards customers their shopping for free. Merry Christmas from all of us at Spar.
Hi, welcome to the program. I'm Debula. So let's get on the road with this. Having someone who likes what you like can be great. It gives you something to chat about and share with each other, yeah? But what if you both want to be at the very top of what you're doing and your main rival is your brother? Can you imagine?
Mount Nyiragongo, located in the Democratic Republic of Congo, is one of the most active volcanoes in the world. It's found in the Virunga Mountains and located 6 miles from Goma. So what caused Mount Nyiragongo to erupt?
This is Women in African Music virtual exhibition. It was created by the British-Nigerian documentary photographer Michael Tubes.
Women in African Music exhibition is about celebrating women behind the scene and women performing on the stage.
The African Union International Center for Girls and Women's Education, mandated to promote and safeguard girls and women's education in Africa, has embarked on capacity building workshops in Windhoek.
Community Voices proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Good today, better tomorrow.
Empowering girls through education is vital in the process of social, economic, and political transformation to achieve the goal of prosperous, inclusive growth and sustainable development. These were the sentiments of Rita Besternoth, Head of Mission of the African Union International Center for Girls and Women's Education, at a workshop in the capital aimed at transferring skills development and gender-responsive education framework to improve livelihoods of girls and women in Africa.
Here we have got teachers and journalists. We have got 25 teachers from 40 countries and 15 journalists who have come from 40 different countries in our continent, who are here for 4 days to be with us. What we want at the end of the day is for them to be the champions, to be the ambassadors in their communities, in their countries, concerning girls' education. How can they ensure that the girl completes schooling at a time when we know COVID has prevented many girls from not completing, will not be able to complete their education? We know that there has been an upsurge of early marriage, a rise in teenage pregnancy. Namibia is one of the examples. You're not the only example in Namibia. It is continental-wise. So we are here with those champions to talk about those issues, but also to empower them with different competencies. You will just have seen today we are talking about adding this added dimension of arts and STEM. That is, why are we doing this? Because arts adds another dimension in the development of 21st century skills. We're talking of problem solving, we're talking of critical thinking, but we want to add this creativity, this design, this conceptual thinking. So this is why we're here today in this session that you just filmed. It is about developing those creativity skills, those design thinkings.
A lecturer from Malawi who attended one of the workshops says it has been fruitful and inspiring, adding that she will be utilizing the skills learned when she gets back to her country.
My name is Esther Mbedi. I'm a lecturer in Earth Sciences at the Malawi University of Science and Technology. I come from Malawi, and this workshop has been so inspiring. It has been an exposure pathway. I've met so many different people doing so many different things from different countries, and it has been a learning point. I've borrowed a leaf, 3 leaves actually, in how I can improve my teaching at the university, as well as how I can get more girls involved in different science fields and arts as well, and how I can encourage them and motivate them in their studies.
Besternoth further said that the 5-year strategic plan intends to provide an effective culture-sensitive way of solving African challenges in education and training in the new normal through an innovation focusing on gender intelligence and making sure that girls all over the world receive an education and prevent them from getting pregnant early or being forced into child marriages.
Community Voices proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Good today, better tomorrow.
The Namibia Red Cross Society has provided the Minister of Health and Social Services with 50 oxygen concentrators valued at 1.3 million Namibia dollars in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic.
The Red Cross Society has raised concern with the number of COVID-19 deaths that have been registered thus far, noting that it will continue its support through volunteers and inform on health education.
Namibia Red Cross Society, being one of the main responders during disasters, has over the years attended to floods, drought and disease outbreak emergencies. These are usually activities that had a time frame, and we could easily predict as to when the situation would improve or go back to normalcy. What you are facing today with is alarming, because the number of individuals who have died due to COVID-19 pandemic is immensely painful and concerning. The donation will be delivered through the support of the Ministry of Health and Services National Office to the different hospitals countrywide. This action step of the donation is going to be distributed to the different hospitals. Namibia Red Cross to assist with the distribution, if need be.
Acting Executive Director in the Ministry of Health underscored the importance of oxygen in managing COVID-19 patients, adding that the contribution further strengthens the partnership between the Health Ministry and the Red Cross.
New infections are relatively new. The oxygen concentrators would enable healthcare facilities to raise the level of preparedness for a possible increase in cases during the holiday period, as we will see more movement of people around the country and across our national borders. Let us not have a false sense of security that the pandemic is now over. We must continue adhering to public health regulations and measures put in place to prevent COVID-19. Additionally, I would like to reiterate that vaccination remains one of the best ways to prevent devastation caused by this pandemic. The past 6 months demonstrated that oxygen is one of the most essential commodities in managing COVID-19 patients. Thus, donation of this important piece of equipment will go a long way in mitigating the impact of COVID-19. Director of Proceedings. Our partnership with Namibia Red Cross Society is not new. Namibia Red Cross Society has worked in partnership with the Ministry of Health and Social Services on a number of public health issues, such as hepatitis E, by raising community awareness through their regional networks of staff and volunteers, particularly on issues of water, sanitation, and hygiene.
What do you think about this one, babe?
Let me go now.
You're the best.
Can I go now?
Sweetie, we're just getting started.
1 second, babe. I'm on the phone.
Yeah.
What do you think about this one, babe? Babe? What do you say?
Stay true to who you are and stay true to Namibia Sounds. Starting September 4th at 7 p.m., Valentine's and 99 FM bring you the True Music Sessions, a back-to-back playlist of our nation's finest artists brought to you by the finest blended Scotch whiskey, Valentine's. Stay true. There's no wrong way.
The Okungo Yepongo Community Centre, based in the Commerce region, Tobias Hanyeko constituency, started a community garden in September this year, growing vegetables such as spinach, cabbage, carrots and onions.
The Nkungo Yapongo Community Center Coordinator, Hilia Maluta, highlights the aim of establishing the community garden is mainly for development of the community and to convey agricultural skills to members within the community.
The aim of the garden to help the development of the community. The member of community, they're learning agricultural skills from the garden.
In her native language, Hilia encouraged communities throughout the country to establish their own community gardens. She further encouraged for the land to be well and productively utilized. According to Hilia, whether at a household or community level, a garden can provide food and enable one to cut on the cost of buying vegetables.
Namibia kwetu oandiri tonkumo opo keshe mwe ukale una ukakunino koe uchano ulipo yalufaila pamwe ulingo po community ndokuno kashala kenda pala ukale ukakunino koe opongo wikongele pongo obupi ngengu no kakunino koe nde kuna sitovele mumbo tokufa okambo tokina kwa kala wakalanda konako osipina chiro ekendija wakufa ngopo kakunyoka nga waseva basi ombo tuna no manango oshima sipulela ngasiki wete spinach ai aise spinach inyoke mbiji atu kupegena okora tikele ko mikisoga ati timonjala iba ati tingo minima yeni tungifo ya wana.
Constituencies or regions are therefore urged to have a community gardens or other agricultural projects as they can help with the upliftment of community members.
Come to Clicks for great Black Friday savings. Save 30% on all single fine fragrances. Save 30% on La Roche-Posay skincare products. Or save 30% on the Wahl Home Pro Basic Hair Clipper Set. And buy Stay Soft Fabric Softener refills, 500 mils, 5 for $110. Clicks, feel good, pay less.
Formulated this in such a hurry. There was a question yesterday to me on my Twitter account where somebody said, First Lady, what is it that you and President used in order to recover so quickly? And some people were speculating that we used ivermectin. Others speculate that there's some kind of cure that is being accessible by only some people in society.
But it is concerning to me that I'm worried about drug interactions with patients using ivermectin, because I've had patients come to me saying that they've used ivermectin and then they get cardiac arrhythmias or heart issues, and they get kidney issues and liver issues, which I typically do not see in this similar setting. So I don't know if it's ivermectin causing it, but it's a concern because it hasn't been studied.
In other leading stories, NamPower steadfastly strives to achieve optimum organizational efficiency through the implementation of innovative technologies aimed to improve corporate performance and competitiveness. The company's integrated strategic business plan for 2020 to 2025 sets an ambitious goal to focus on technological advances in their product offering to meet the future demands and expectations of customers and employees. In pursuit of this goal, NamPower's Information Service Division saw the successful implementation of a company-wide migration from the SAP ECC system to SAP S/4HANA, a next-generation go-to-business suite for developing an intelligent enterprise. SAP S/4HANA offers a host of valuable benefits such as embedded real-time analytics, an intelligent and powerful user experience across all devices with the SAP Fiori, faster response time, and better performance with the SAP HANA database. With SAP S/4HANA, NamPower can now adapt new technologies such as machine learning, robotics, and the Internet of Things in its business processes. A migration of this magnitude is estimated to cost close to 12 million Namibia dollars in consultancy fees. By using its own skilled SAP support team, NamPower saved about 8 million Namibia dollars. This milestone achievement gained NamPower international recognition from SAP, which saw the company receive a nomination at the SAP Africa Quality Awards for Customer Success in 2021.
Enjoy a season of savings at Pep. Kids flip-flops from only $19.99. Festive feet, beat the heat. Adults flip-flops from just $21.99. Have more holiday fun. Plus an awesome double deal. Plush towels, just $89.99 each. Buy any two, save 20. Life's better with Pep.
Nothing is too good for my daughter. Now here's the deal, Nambi. There's no playing around with other boys before your wedding. Do you understand me? It's the most important day of your life.
Nambi, baby, you have a face like a beautiful person. I got you this Virgin Mary necklace to protect your innocence.
Stupid man. We have loved each other since high school, and now you want to turn your back on me? All the plans we made, you just throw them away? And you want Nambi now? When I've always been there for you, Ziwa, do you understand? And she doesn't even love you. I've wasted my time on someone like you.
Don't be like that, Jalia.
Love, everybody needs it. Love.
Joseph Shifeni is standing by for this evening's edition of Business on One.
Welcome to this evening's edition of Business on One. I'm your host, Joseph Shifeni. The Bank of Namibia has launched a 3-year strategic plan in response to what its governor described as a rapidly changing environment that the bank currently operates in. The plan seeks to modernize the central bank while delivering on their core mandate of ensuring a stable financial sector and growth for the economy. The new strategic plan replaces a 5-year plan with the goal of ensuring that the financial regulating body responds methodically to challenges brought on by the pandemic, which has led to a changing landscape.
How would success look like if someone says to us, ask us the question, where are you currently, and if you do all these things, how would you look like in 2024? So today we have got an institution that's doing quite well, but it's manual and paper-based. It's working in silos, it's structured and systems-oriented workforce. We see in the country that the economy is really facing serious headwinds the past 4 or 5 years, and we also have a good level of financial inclusion in the urban areas and in the formal economy. And that's good, there's nothing wrong with that. So our aspiration is different now. What we are saying is over the next 3 years, we want to take this aspiration and we want to shift towards a digitally transformed institution that's working fluently across functions and departments, that's future fit and digitally advanced workforce, and an institution that's helped economic recovery in Namibia, an institution that's not talking only about financial inclusion in urban and formal economy, but also include the informal sector and also rural Namibia.
The bank engaged stakeholders, including its employees and central banks across the region, for input following a 6-month exercise led by the management committee and board. The new strategy will in particular usher in a new era when it comes to digital transformation.
Many of our processes are manual. So we need to modernize government banking and payment operations. We need to establish an innovation hub. The legislation that we have got is a couple of years old, and financial services advanced significantly. What we need to do is to create an opportunity where we can provide economic agents, fintech companies who have got state-of-the-art new innovations to experiment real-time within parameters that we are providing them. We need to establish and manage capability for the Velvicha Fund, that's the sovereign wealth fund. We need to redesign and automate many of our manual processes. We are embracing digital transformation. A key enabler here is the Bank of Namibia is embracing digital transformation. We would like to take our institution to be not only aware of what's happening in the digital space, but to start transforming. Many people don't know, but we have got already 1 or 2 robots that are doing some interesting stuff in the bank, but we need to take that further so that we can embrace that.
Kavahab says the central bank will still maintain its statutory mandate of price and financial stability, supervising local commercial banks, payments and settlements, exchange and control, and managing and advising the government on fiscal matters.
And that is all we have for you. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages for more on the business front.
Oranienmoed, established in 1936, from which point onwards CDM, now Namdeb Diamond Corporation, provided every service, the schooling, infrastructure and entertainment required for the people of the town. The winds of change is blowing over Oranienmoed, which is no longer a closed town.
This ship was commandeered by King Zhao III, and he actually sent a knight to Spain to go and fetch some money from investors, because they wanted to go and fetch some spices in India.
When we were kids, the mine delivered milk, bread, and black paper, black plastic bags for your rubbish, and cleaned your garden. Did the maintenance of your house. You had furniture already installed in your house.
Stay true to who you are and stay true to Namibia Sounds. Starting September 4th at 7 p.m., Valentine's and 99 FM bring you the True Music Sessions, a back-to-back playlist of our nation's finest artists, brought to you by the finest blended Scotch whiskey, Valentine's. Stay true. There's no wrong way.
Now we look at Comments Corner, your daily dose of comments from our social media pages. Employees at Commercial Grey City held a peaceful demonstration due to outstanding payments. They further claim that some employees have been retrenched unfairly after sustaining injuries, while some who were retrenched last year are yet to get paid. Aaron says we have a useless labour inspector in the country. Hilma notes that she knows about 5 employees who are yet to be assisted since going to the Labour Ministry. And the National Energy Fund has for months spent millions to carry the under-recovery cost as volatile international oil markets due to the surge in COVID-19 cases depressed demand. The Ministry of Mines and Energy assured the public that the fund will remain sustainable and that they are aware of the impact that the adjustment will have on the economy. Eric wants to know how is increasing the price of petrol every month meeting consumers halfway, adding that government should buy petrol from Angola. That is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast only on Today on One.
Dear teachers, we know all the hard work you put in every day to make sure our kids get the best education possible. It's also our goal here at One Africa TV's #LearnOnOne. That's why we bring free quality supplementary lessons that are 100% Namibian, complements of NMH's MyZone. Lessons include early childhood development programs and primary school lessons. These air on One Africa TV every weekday from 9 to 11 a.m. with repeats from 2 to 4 p.m. There's so much to learn with hashtag #LearnOn1. Invite learning in.
After a hard year, we've got the Christmas you deserve with incredible savings. Like Koo baked beans and tomato sauce, buy 2 for just $22. And all gold tomato sauce, buy 2 for only $50. Plus, every day, we're giving Lucky Spar Rewards customers their shopping for free. Merry Christmas from all of us at Spar.
And on the sports front, all roads lead to Taka settlement in the Omaheke region this weekend, where Namibia's top horses will compete in the MTC NHRA Summer Cup. Aktofel Nambahu has more on this story.
This coming event will be our third event, MTC event. It will be hosted in Taka. It will be a very memorial event for us because one of our veterans, Mr. Katamela, was part of that town, part of that club, Kopano Turf Club. So yes, we are looking forward for this event. This weekend we will expect more than 120 horses for this race. And I know everybody wants a piece of the cake, so the horses will be well trained, they will be fit, and I know the competition will be really very, very, very tough. So we are looking forward for this event. As the COVID is still in our midst, precautionary measures will be in place at the gate. We will have sanitizers, water, people must wear masks. Inside the area, there will be water points, sanitizing points. We will make sure there's a lot of water. Medical assistance will be there from the beginning until the event ends.
This is the third event that MTC and NHRA collaborated on, with MTC's Fikameni Matias emphasizing the importance of how horse racing brings people together and the growth of the sport in the country. He further encourages locals to show support.
Some of these events are an entire family comes, an entire community comes, so horse racing has really grown and it's pulling communities, attracting communities together. And that is really what we want to see as MTC. Communities come together for one purpose. It doesn't need to be a factor that we decide. It's a community-driven initiative. And so we call again those communities to come on board. Whether a horse lost last year, whether you foresee them challenging the big guns. I had big names here, Professor and Visigot and Stalile. So we call on the community, especially Khobabas and the nearby towns, to come on.
More than 120 horses will take part in a total of 17 races throughout the day, with a cash prize of 150,000 Namibian dollars up for grabs.
Thanks, Aktofel, for the latest in sports. Time now for the weather forecast.
Look at the weather forecast, but first an advisory from the Windhoek Met office. Cooler air is expected in the interior on Thursday going into the weekend. The interior will be sunny and hot in the southwest, elsewhere partly cloudy and hot to very hot with a few thunder showers, but isolated to scattered thunder showers in the Otjozondjupa and Omaheke regions in places. A fresh to strong southwesterly to westerly wind can be expected in the interior. The coast will be partly cloudy and cool to warm, and wind will be moderate to fresh southwesterly but strong southerly in the south at times. Now let's have a look at the minimum and maximum temperatures across the country and beyond.
That is all we have for you. You can join us again for a repeat at 9:30, 6 a.m. and the Omnibus Saturdays from 9 to 2. From me, Maggie Forciado, and the rest of the team, till next time, it's good night.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
More than ever before, football fans demand unique insight and analysis. The Football Review is much more than a highlights show. Bold, provocative editorial that goes beyond conventional reporting, setting the agenda for football discussion. Champions League, Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, Liga 1, and much more. Want genuine insight with hard-hitting editorial? Need compelling premium football content? The Football Review. Best, bar none.
I am a busy night.
I like rhinos. I like them very much. Future here in this area is depending on the tourism. The future generation, they can see and they can benefit from their own resources. Animals like rhinos, elephants, the big five, you benefit from them and it must be respected. You are not feeding the rhinos, you are not giving them order, so it's a free business. I take two of my sons, which was little bit 5 years old. They were young guys. So they asked me questions. Why are we here? Why are we sleeping here? I told them this is our resources and this is our future. My first memory of going with my dad is that I learned new things. As I grow up as a man, I see an opportunity in it. So I decided to look for a job pertaining to tourism. So that's when I was employed at Palamba. So I decided to go for tour guide studies because I grew up with the tourism industry, the wildlife, the rhinos and everything, to bring that experience to the tourists. You can see the hyena. The biggest change is I was employed, getting paid, and also I can now support my family.
It's a cultural thing. It's coming a long way. Even if you go to area like Treverfontein, area was a lot of paintings. You will see rhino engravings on the rocks. That is an indication that the interaction between human, especially the local communities and wildlife, is dating back. That intimacy relationship is coming for a long time.
We are right here now at Palambach, and Palambach is one of the big lodges in the heart of the desert. And as you can see there is Jumbo standing behind me, which shows it's really a tourist area. We do have elephants, lions, but as you can see, the desert is the heart of the rhinos. This is the main breeding area of the rhinos, is what we found here in this desert.
It's the largest free-roaming population of black rhinos that you find outside national parks in the world. It's a population that communities in the northwest have taken responsibility themselves in managing this population with the structures that government has put in place, more specifically the establishment of conservancies.
These people, before independence, they took it upon themselves and decided that wildlife is our heritage, and through history we've been living with wildlife. And having wildlife in your area is like having a garden.
Because of all these animals, we've got the communities that benefit from all this wildlife, and it's like a triangle that fits into each other. And the communities looked after the wildlife doing their own thing, and the communities benefit.
So already there were this intergenerational relationship between mankind and wildlife, and that bond is what our people actually wanted to see continuing.
Very few countries have the wildlife that Namibia has. What is also important is the policies that Namibia has put in place, which also involves communities to be engaged in the management of the wildlife species and also to benefit from the wildlife resources.
Turn conservation into a rural economy, turn conservation into endless opportunities that would actually cater for those young people that have nothing else to do.
If it was not for rhino economy and tourism in this area, it was really difficult for young people to get or find a job.
We are conservation engineers. We make conservation work in an armed fence area, and through that, we want to turn the wildlife into the rural economy that will benefit the rural communities.
So we can see now wildlife is doing very well, the lodges are doing well, and the community is also benefiting. So it takes all three together.
Devastating hit over coronavirus fears. Airline industry is facing its biggest threat to travel since 9/11.
Since March, when COVID-19 hit Namibia, things actually become very difficult. In the first place, all the lodges closed down because of COVID-19. With us, say the Rhino Trust, we had some donors cutting on their funding. And then we had, in the same time, a poaching case of 2 rhinos that was poaching. We had less boots on the ground, and poachers could actually see. Now it's our chance to go in and do something. So COVID-19 was tough on all of us. Ginger Morning, who is one of our trustees, actually came up with the idea of, why don't we ask you to go to buy some gold for us and make gold bars, and then we sell them for the rhino conservation.
I was fortunate enough to have a chance to have lunch with Clive Johnson, the CEO of B2 Gold in Vancouver, Canada. And I looked at Clive and I said, we've got rhinos, you've got gold, let's do something. Let's create a coin or a medallion or a bar using your resource to create a sustainable source of funding for rhino conservation for the future.
There was it. The gold was bought, the bars was made, and I think it was 31st of January that we launched the bars in Windhoek.
And suddenly one morning I had an email from my office, from my finance person saying, these people don't have salaries. So I said, oh, what now? So I pick up my phone and I phoned Mark Doe. I said, Mark, I've got this problem. He said, but when we've got the fund already ready for you, you just have to apply, put a proposal in.
1,000 ounces of gold can make an enormous difference to the livelihoods of the communities that live up there. We are, in essence, providing income and providing a livelihood to the communities. In the absence of tourism, especially now with COVID-19, even prior to that, when we had such a bad drought, the communities became even more dependent on the natural economy.
The idea is to make this a fund that will last for the next 25, 30 years, or even longer. And a portion of that will be distributed immediately as needed. And in this case, the COVID-19 crisis necessitated us to distribute funds to pay salaries to help people in the field.
The proceeds of the sales from the gold bars will be going towards responsible NGOs. And we've identified Save the Rhino Trust as the key NGO. And IRDNC, one of the first organizations that was in the Northwest, integrated rural development and nature conservation, so that ultimately the funds go to the communities and various aspects of their war on poaching.
To be able to support those hardworking men and women that are always in the front line between the poachers and the rhinos.
If it was not for B2 Gold and the golden bars, I think by now we should have been in big trouble.
By extracting the gold, you reinvest it in other renewable resources.
The gold that's coming out from the ground is actually protecting the wildlife that's working on the ground, which is a very good symbol for the others.
I wish this was my bar. This is the 500 gram gold bar. So you'll see on this side you've got the Etindeka Mountains and you've got the mother rhino with her calf. And then on the reverse side we've got the serial number, you've got the Rand refinery stamp, which is very important. Anywhere in the world people will recognize this stamp and they will know that this bar contains 99.99% gold.
It is gorgeous.
We wanted to make a biggest contribution. And at Ballowwood we see that as a way of giving back to the community.
Okay, so there you'll see the 500 gram bar.
Very special.
Feel the weight. It's incredible.
This opportunity which presented itself is absolutely a once in a lifetime opportunity.
We're privileged to have this.
This is just absolutely gorgeous, and I think this showcase really what the project is all about.
It's from 24 karat Namibian gold.
I'm looking at these rhinos is put there like Miss World photogenic, I would say.
There are only 1,000 of these gold bars, rhino gold bars, in circulation.
As far as I'm aware, it's the largest single donation of any corporate to the conservation of biodiversity anywhere in Africa.
Therefore, we so much appreciate and would want to continue as a government to work with B2 Gold.
And the fact that it's happening here in Namibia is something that we can all be extremely proud about and very grateful to B2 Gold.
Thanks to having this literal pot of gold through the funding for the Rhino Gold Bar, we're able to step in now and make sure that those trackers are supported, and so are their families and their communities.
We make sure that people sustain their jobs going forward, and who doesn't want gold?
And the B2 Gold Rhino Gold Bar has come in at a really critical time now, particularly with tourism being closed off and those forms of revenue not coming in.
To say we have the biggest rhino population or black rhino population in the world, let it be for the rest of our lives. And it's that heritage that we have, it's our resource that we can all look after and protect.
It's our heritage. And it's also good that other people like B2 Gold are also seeing it that way.
It's actually a very nice link between the investor that buys this gold bar, the rhino tracker in the northwest of Namibia, and the black rhinos. It's an intergenerational thing. The rhino trackers teach their children how to track rhinos, their children get taught, and so it flows down.
this is something that I want my children to have, and that we leave a little bit of a B2 Gold legacy. And if I can be part of that as part of my family, I'd be very proud.
It can also become an inheritance for the generations of my own clan. My children, my grandchildren.
If we can bring that passion over to future generations and to hand that over to my children, and I hope that that same passion for conservation gets migrated over to my kids.
And what we've done together is create a sustainable source of funding that should outlive all of us.
You know, I think as far as B2 Gold is concerned, we couldn't have chosen a better target in which to put our efforts as far as the environmental and conservation pillar is concerned. And I want to stress there that the money that's going towards environment and conservation is actually going towards the people.
Rhino is for all of us, whether you are in Canada, whether you are in Vancouver, whether you are in the US. If you really want to see conservation at play with rural communities, I therefore humbly request each and everyone to join us on our Rhino tour and have a wonderful experience. This is what keeps rhinos on this planet.
I've done rhino trekking experience. It was just amazing walking in that landscape of the Kunene. And as we followed them, we could now find rhinos with the calf. We got the closest distance we could.
It's a warning sign.
And it was just amazing and lovely, something to experience that Namibia can offer. It's something that you have to do in your life.
COVID-19 affects people very differently. Many people show no symptoms at all, but some are hospitalized for weeks. So what does the disease do to your body? The coronavirus enters through the mouth, nose or eyes. It then usually attaches itself to cells lining the nose, throat, airways or lungs. It can turn these cells into factories that multiply and spread the virus. For the majority, a fever, cough and breathlessness are as bad as it gets. But the virus can damage the small blood vessels lining the lungs and initiate clotting. The alveoli are tiny air sacs where oxygen goes into the blood. If they become inflamed, it can trigger pneumonia. Seriously ill patients need to be given oxygen as the lungs fill with fluid and debris.
I legit couldn't breathe. My oximeter was measuring under 88% oxygen levels, which is very dangerous. And the only time I ever thought my life was in danger was at that point.
COVID-19 doesn't just affect the lungs. It can also disrupt the immune system, which is used by the body to fight illnesses. Cytokines are part of the immune system that find and signal infections. For some people with severe COVID-19, this system can go into overdrive. If too many cytokines build up, it can cause an overreaction that damages healthy cells. This is called a cytokine storm for the most severe cases. COVID-19 can lead to seizures or even a coma. It can also cause brain problems that lead to strokes. The immune system overreacting can